Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing an unboxing video slash install video on the JB4 for the 2022 Subaru WRX. We also have the Dark Matter X 3D printed mount for it. This will mount it up against the ECU under the hood, and we will see that in the actual install. Guy open here. I ordered the JB4 connection kit here. This will allow us to connect with Bluetooth and monitor everything with the JB4 app on the phone. Kind of like how you would set up your Cobb access port inside the car. You can do similar with the phone here and monitor gauges as well. We got that. We also have the OBD port that you'll want to route through your firewall. This will go through a little grommet up under your gas pedal. Plug into the unit itself, and this will plug in just like your COD access port would. Here is the unit itself. I do have complaints on how they shipped this. They just kind of tossed everything in the box and let it rattle around. And I mean, JB4 Burger's been around quite a few years. You'd think they'd put an insert in with these. I don't know. That out of here. The box itself here. Then our little sandwich sensor adapters. These will plug into different sensors like the map, the MAF, the fuel, and I believe the wastegate underneath the car. Quick note, some people might have ordered these and gotten the wrong fuel connectors. Some units got sent out with the wrong fuel connector that they are sending replacement harnesses for. So if you're unlucky with that, you're going to have to do some splicing. And quickly, we'll try to pop this open and install the Bluetooth unit as well. I haven't done anything to this, so I'm doing this kind of on the fly. Like a 2.5 Allen key. There's going to be 4 of these. Hopefully it just pops off. Yep. This is the actual little quote-unquote tuner chip, whatever you want to call it. And it looks like we just have to pop, yep, that little plug here out. And obviously only one way to plug this in, but we might have to pop this out. Yep. Plug that guy in. Came with 2 little screws, it looks like. Yep, little Phillips head screws. We just need to drop it back in. There's the, like shown earlier, a little recess here that the wire will go through. Like that. Get our grommet back in over here. Gone. So then this Bluetooth connector here, in the car, you will want to sit this facing the firewall, so closest to the driver. When we get under there, we will check out and see how we can mount this up. I've seen people do it with zip ties. I'm thinking of trying to find some heat resistant double-sided tape, hook it right to the firewall. I've seen other ones have something printed where they mount it directly to the box itself, but it says you want to get this closer to the firewall as possible, obviously, so your phone can actually connect to it. Then here we have this little well, it looks like it's 2-pin, but it's got 4 slots. Connector here is where this guy will plug in after you run it through the firewall. There is only one obvious way it can click on there, like that. Then the mount, I believe I said earlier, it's from a company called Dark Matter X. You can order this from them. They'll print it up. And this will just go like this. Slide right over. You'll bolt it on, then mount it right to where the ECU, I believe it's got studs, they could be bolts, coming out on the side of your engine bay where you'll kind of sandwich the ECU bracket between there, bolt it right there. And then that's where it will live. And that's pretty much that for the unit itself. I'll throw the app itself. It's the JB4 mobile app. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see this decent. Right there. You can see they'll be different. Doesn't want to pick it up well, but we got different gauges: RPM, ignition 1, IAT temps, map, AFR, and boost. You can change these. There's different options. I need to look into which ones are better to monitor while using this piggyback unit here. Then you can data log it. This is currently in the beta process still, so you'll data log your car, post it up on the JB Connect forum, or I think it might be JB Tech. Let's see, JB4 Tech forum. You can post your data logs up there, and they're actively fine-tuning this. There's multiple maps. Let me see the list real quick here. So we have map 1, that's claimed to be a 3+ PSI peak over stock for default map for all fuels. Then there's a 4 PSI over stock for 93 octane or higher. I can't run that one since I'm stuck in California and they don't give us the fun fuel. Also, you cannot order this if you're in California. You have to find a workaround. Then map 3 will be 6 PSI peak for E30. Then there's map 4, which is 7 PSI peak for E30 with, quote, along with bolt-on modifications. So your intakes, your downpipes, all that fun stuff whenever we do get them. As for now, we don't have any aftermarket parts yet. I will be taking my FA20 downpipe or J-pipe and having my exhaust guy swap off the flange and just reusing that one. Then there is map 6, which they say is user adjustable by RPM. So that's one you can kind of go in and fine tune like your typical tuner would, I would imagine. They are doing that for you. As far as I'm told, through the forums and emails, they'll help you fine tune it specifically to your car. Then there is also map 7, which is quote unquote under development for progressive water methanol injection mapping. How accurate that's going to be, if that's going to pan out, I don't know. I've never messed with water methanol. Then they also do make a flex fuel, quote unquote flex fuel kit for this. I don't know. I've seen mixed information if it's just basically a content reader. When I spoke with someone through email from Burger, they pretty much said it was just for monitoring your ethanol content, so you're not basically guessing at the pump. Whereas I've seen other people who use these claim that it will adjust parameters in the JB4 unit itself based on what your content is. But again, I would not hold my breath on that. I would wait until it's out of beta and they actually have all the info posted up on that. That's another, I think, $500 part. At least $400. Don't quote me on that. I don't have their website open right now. So that's pretty much it for the unit itself. This, I don't think I explained it earlier. It's more of a piggyback unit. This will actually go, these sensors sandwich in between the stock sensors. Then the signal goes through the OBD to the ECU, and that's where you'll get your other readings, is from the OBD. So this basically kind of hijacks the signals, feeds sensors signals while telling the ECU everything is within stock parameters. This is not a flash. So this theoretically can be completely removed and not detected by dealerships. That's the idea. So it's a good option for if you're hoping to keep your warranty and not blow up your engine with a tune and then they scan your ECU and see you flashed it and tell you to kick rocks. So that's about it for this unit here. We will get this tossed in the car and we will go through the entire install process on that. And we are doing that tomorrow, but for you it will be a matter of seconds. So see you then. Hey everyone, just wanted to pop in here and give a shout out to my buddy Thomas who supplied the camera for this. This is our first attempt at this kind of video, so bear with us. It's a little rough. Unfortunately, we were not prepared mic-wise, so a lot of the audio is not even usable. So I'll be voicing over the rest of the footage we do have. Shout out to Thomas's buddy Devin, who took over the filming midway through, and sorry Thomas, he's got you beat there. Give Devin's channel a peek if you're into gaming like we are. You can find him over at Games for Lames. So let's jump into this install. These here are the tools you're going to need. Flathead screwdriver, a 12mm socket, 10mm socket, and preferably two 9/32 sockets or one socket and a wrench for the Dark Matter X mount, as well as a pair of needle nose pliers to get the fuel sensor and zip ties. So right here we're just tossing the mount on the JB4, the Dark Matter X mount. It's very simple. 2 bolts, a couple nuts, washers, tighten it down. It's secure. Now we're just mounting the bracket to the ECU itself. You'll just pop off the two 12mm bolts, sandwich it in, bolt it back up. It'll mount it right snug right next to the ECU and you're good to go. You will need an extension here. I totally forgot in the tool list. You'll probably want a longer extension than I had. Had a little bit of difficulty getting in there, but still made it happen. And it all snug and tight. After driving for a while, it's still hanging in there. Right now we're running the wire up to the map sensor on the throttle body. Very simple, easy plug, pops right out. Sandwich the JB unit plug into there and you're good to go. Right down here is the fuel sensor plug. It's a little annoying to get to. You'll need the needle nose pliers in there, longer set, as well as hitting it just right for it to slide off. It took us quite a few tries to pop it off, but once it did, it came right off. So down in here we have the mass airflow sensor. Pretty simple to pop off. As you'll see, the plug was a little harder to plug in for the JB4 unit. Took a little extra finessing, but it popped on after a while, and it's very snug and secure, all good to go. Then we're back here at the fuel sensor. This is probably our 4th or 5th attempt popping it out, and it finally popped right out once I got those needle nose right in the perfect spot to hit the clip. And then, just like the other sensors, sandwich the other one in and you're all set. So we jump past the splash guard removal here. You can check out a video at Import Image Racing. They got a good video on how to do that. We didn't have enough room to get the camera up under there in the pit. Here we have the wastegate sensor. It's a little bit of a pain to get into if you don't have a lift. If you do, you'll be set. Again, same concept as all the other plugs. Here you can see where Devin actually took over the camera and the quality drastically improved. And now Devin calling out Thomas for his horrible skills of focusing the camera. You also get to see my dirty ass Smedia hat, but you can't work on a Subaru without some merch from Tanner over at Smedia. Just tidying up the engine bay here with zip ties on the wires out of the JB4. It's pretty easy to do. You can just basically trace the stock lines and other wires within the engine bay. This is why you bring buddies to help with the installs, to get them up in the areas you don't want to go to. Thomas is under the dash trying to route the OBD plug wire through the firewall grommet up above the gas pedal. I ended up popping it out from the engine bay with a long screwdriver.
Alright, but it's like I have to take out this little plastic cap then.
He's still ranting.
You want to look under here?
Me?
No, this guy. You're not talking shit, Devin.
There you go.
He did it.
Hello. Hello.
I see you.
Hello.
See, that's why I was trying to shove it.
Yeah, I pushed it open now. Put it in my opening, Thomas. That rubber grommet through the firewall is tucked next to the brake booster back there. A little bit annoying to get to. Then we just run that OBD plug through the grommet, wrap up the wires, make them neat, plug it in, and that's it for the JB4 install itself. And it's just left to fire it up.
Here she starts.
Redline it.
No, I'm standing here.
I don't see any flames kicking out the back.
No, I don't think you did a good job. No flames.
Do a donut.
Just want to thank everybody for watching. It's not the cleanest video, but we do touch on all the steps of the install, so that can help get you through it. We will be improving on our mic quality from here on out, as well as investing in a tripod. Unfortunately, the camera could not pick up my phone's screen for the gauges. We are working on a resolution for that in the future as well. As for the unit itself, based on my time with it, it delivers on everything Burger Motorsports promises, so we'll be keeping an eye out on all the firmware updates and map adjustments throughout the JB4 beta. Stay tuned for more installs on the 22 WRX and progress on this particular car.